Hello, I am California and Texas attorney Michael Ehline. I'll teach you how to become a lawyer without law school. I am an attorney licensed in Texas and California, and everything that I do here is a free service. I don't charge anything or take any money or sponsor anybody. I'm just a lawyer who, in my spare time, likes to teach people how to become a lawyer, and I like to use real-life applications so you get an idea of how things work in the legal field and whatnot. And in this case, the question that we have is, can James O'Keefe sue Equinox Gym? So first thing we want to do as a lawyer is we want to lay some foundation. So what happened is James O'Keefe, he's an undercover guy. He went into an Equinox Gym, and apparently he struck up a conversation with Judge Engoron. He's the left-wing judge in New York who helped Letitia James in a civil fraud case brought by her that doesn't require there to be any victims. So, the right is very upset about that. So I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. I want you to hear what happened here. This is the colloquy between Mr. O'Keefe and Equinox Gym on his cell phone.
This is Equinox Great Neck calling. I just want to let you know, going forward, you are officially house canceled from ever joining any Equinox going forward in the future, okay?
Why is that?
Just because you have been officially house canceled, so please do not inquire any Equinox going forward. You will not be allowed to rejoin at any time.
You won't give me a reason?
Nope, there's no reason to be given. So just please, going forward, I will house cancel your membership. You have been canceled effective immediately, and you will no longer be joined to any Equinox. Any Equinox.
We have girls that have claimed that Judge Engoron is creeping them out every day, every visit. Will the Judge Engoron be house canceled for his behavior towards women in your facility?
That is not up to your discretion to tell me what other people think. If they have those concerns,
well, it's on video. It's got millions of views online, so it's going viral.
I understand.
So will the judge be?
Conversation to be had.
Will the judge be?
Well,
I think creeping girls out and approaching them like that is serious business. It's not my opinion. It's on video. It's on videotape.
That's fine.
It's not an opinion. It's a matter of fact.
Okay, that conversation is done.
Are you injecting your politics into the situation, ma'am?
There is no politics to be had. It is in the member contract that there are no cell phone uses in the club.
How about...
So you are in direct violation of that, so I will just let you know that your membership is officially canceled of today, and you will be house canceled.
All from Equinox, they're banning his membership. Hey, this is great for people who I'm teaching contract law, and maybe even a little bit of tort law, maybe some fraud going on here, maybe even an invasion of privacy. I'm not sure. I'm not a New York lawyer, so let me just tell you again, this is for a non-commercial purpose. I don't do this as part of any of my work at my firm. This is just me talking to people, trying to teach them. And so I don't know New York law. This is general principles. But if this was in California, this is how I would approach this. So apparently someone contacted O'Keefe, who's an undercover journalist, saying that this judge is posting half-naked photos of himself on some high school alumni newspaper that he oversees. And also that he's creeping girls out on every visit to the Equinox Gym. O'Keefe shows up at the gym, quickly got himself banned from the gym for life. And you can see there in the corner, you can see that's O'Keefe right there. And that's the judge. O'Keefe comes up to him, starts talking to him, poses as a lefty, talking about how he doesn't like MAGA Republicans or whatever, and tries to get the judge to take the bait. The judge clearly is intelligent enough not to totally take the bait. But nonetheless, there is some other stuff in life, but we can presume that it was because he violated their rules. So let's take a look at what the rules are at Equinox. They have the discretion to basically ban anyone who is acting in a bad manner that they don't like. It's kind of ambiguous whether that's enforceable or not. But definitely these other parts would be enforceable. So let me put this up here for you. So they say that you can take photos in public areas, right? But you're not supposed to take photos of people, but you're not supposed to take him to promote a third-party business. So arguably, they could say that he's trying to support his third-party business or his Twitter or YouTube channel. So they have some arguments there. They also say you can't intentionally film another individual without their permission, whether you're in a public area or not. And they go on to say that you can't take photos anywhere in a private area. So in the locker rooms, you definitely cannot take pictures in those private areas. Now, one of the complaints is that the judge has been taking half-naked pictures of himself, and they appear to have been taken at a gym. Whether it was Equinox or not, we don't know. So the reason why I got prompted to write this or do this video is because somebody contacted me and said, hey, it looks like disparate treatment that Equinox is delving out. Why isn't the judge banned from there? So what ended up happening is one of these people said that the judge was grossing her out, engaging in bad conduct, just kind of weird, like just kind of weird behavior. And I guess they call it creeping out. Maybe that's a New York thing. I think I remember that from the Valley Girl days of Simi Valley, maybe. But anyways, there's a picture here showing him allegedly creeping out somebody. I don't know if that's what's going on. Now, what could these guys do? So it's not just O'Keefe that might have a case. I thought about this. I mean, everybody wants to know, can O'Keefe sue? Was he wrong? Maybe, maybe not. But what could be done? Well, we know that the judge could argue that the contract enamored to him, and since there's sort of a privacy provision in the contract, he may have been either an intended or unintended, not sure, beneficiary of that contract. Now, so Equinox could try and sue O'Keefe, or the judge could try and sue O'Keefe. They could say that he failed to abide by the contract, or that he fraudulently entered into the contract for the purpose of trying to help his business, et cetera, et cetera. So all kinds of interesting arguments. So they would have defenses to formation and performance. They could say, hey, a contract was never formed because there was never any meeting of the minds. So if there's no meeting of the minds, there's no contract that can be performed. And because the material terms weren't fully understood. I hope that makes sense to all your newbies. They could also, O'Keefe could argue that the violations were waived because the judge also was grossing out females and probably taking pictures of himself in private spaces, and they didn't ban him. He could also argue that there was unjust enrichment unless he got refunded. The court would probably side with Equinox, maybe give him his money back. They would probably agree that the terms were violated unless there can be like some unfair business practice or civil rights type violation. Perhaps like we have the Unruh Civil Rights Act in California. I don't know if they have a similar thing in New York. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, O'Keefe clearly went in there, got a little crazy, got some good footage, and it could just be that he stumbled across something amazing. I've always had a lot of respect for O'Keefe because he goes undercover like the old school liberal journalists used to do before it became so incredibly corporatized. You know, we had guys out there like Ralph Nader that you just don't see guys like that anymore. I mean, big corporations that do advertising advertising sales to these news agencies, that would never be allowed nowadays. I mean, unless it's positive about something some big corporation is selling, good luck getting any negative press about it. But anyways, this is a case of Equinox. I don't have a lot of love for Equinox. They started demanding that you have to inject yourself if you wanted to use their organization after several of our family members fell ill and one passed away from being forced to take it or else type of a scenario. So all of you people, be very careful who you believe and where you get your information from, because if it's for-profit media, there's a high probability that you're not getting the full story. So hopefully like and subscribe. Make sure to always save, because you never know when the great Leviathan, Big Brother, is going to come and try and ban this channel, because of the fact that we do provide an alternative source of information, and we give it to you from a legal perspective so you can understand and know your rights. As always, Semper Fidelis. Make sure to like and subscribe.